happy to have you here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. This one is going to be a fun trivia / intuition test type video. And it's going to be where if you get an answer right, you get to fall asleep. You get to go to sleep. So it's gonna start out hard where I'm gonna give you like a category where there are a ton of different possible answers, but you have to say the one that I am thinking of in order to fall asleep. And then it's gonna get easier where there are only like 3 or 4 possibilities you could say. And yeah. And then at the very end, I promise everybody will get to fall asleep, okay? So it's okay, you will fall asleep during this video, but it's a question of when. And if you're not in the mood to sleep or you can't fall asleep, let me know how many questions you got right. I'm curious. But yeah, this was a fun one to put together, and I think it'll be a fun take on those, like, if I say this, you can go to sleep videos. So yeah, let's get started. It's gonna start out kind of difficult, so I'm curious to see if anyone gets any of these right at the very beginning, but let's get started. Alright, question number 1. I want you to think of a country of the world. Name any country of the world. But it has to be the one that I'm thinking of. You have 3, 2, 1. I am thinking of Madagascar. If that's what you were thinking of, then you are free to drift off into sleep. Question number 2, I want you to think of a 5-letter word. Any 5-letter word. My fellow Wordle lovers will know a lot. Okay, you have 3, 2, 1. I am thinking of the word alien. Alien. It's one I use a lot for my first guess on Wordle. If you thought of alien, you may go to sleep. Question number 3. I want you to think of an animal. Any animal. Any animal. Okay. You have 3, 2, 1. What are you thinking of? I am thinking of a llama. A llama. If you thought of llama, you may go to sleep. Question number 4. I want you to think of a shape. Any shape. You have 3, 2, 1. I am thinking of a rhombus. A rhombus. If you thought rhombus, you can fall asleep now. Number 5. Number 5, I want you to think of an occupation. A job that somebody can have. Any occupation. You have 3, 2, 1. I am thinking of a plumber. A plumber. Were you thinking of plumber? If you were, you may go to sleep. Question number 6. Number 6. I want you to think of a 4-syllable word. A word that has 4 syllables. You have 3, 2, 1. I am thinking of the word accomplishment. Accomplishment. Yes, that is 4 syllables. If you were thinking of the same one, then that is quite an accomplishment. said 48. You can go to sleep now. Question number 13. I want you to think of a fruit. Any type of fruit. 3, 2, 1. I am thinking of a persimmon. Persimmon. It's my favorite fruit. A lot of people have never tried one, but they're so good. If you thought of persimmon, then you can go to sleep. Question number 14. I want you to think of a city in Europe. City in Europe. 3, 2, Question number 20. I want you to think of a famous date in history. Any date in history that's well known for something. You have 3, 2, 1. What date are you thinking of? I am thinking of 1789, the start of the French Revolution, storming of the Bastille. Question number 21. I want you to think of a sport. Any sport that you can think of. Any sport. You have 3, 2, 1. I am thinking of swimming. If you thought of swimming, then you may go to sleep. Go to sleep. Question number 22. I'm thinking of a world language. Any language of the world. You have 3, 2, 1. I am thinking of Korean. Korean. If you thought of Korean, then you may go to sleep. Question number 23. I want you to think of a palindrome. A palindrome is any word that is the same forwards and backwards. Think of a word that is the same forwards and backwards. You have 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of the word kayak. Kayak is the same forwards and backwards. If that's what you thought, then you can go to sleep. Question number 24. I want you to think of a sea creature. Any animal that lives in the sea. A sea creature. You have 3, 2, 1. I am thinking of a stingray. A stingray. Question number 25. I want you to think of a country in Africa. Country in Africa. You have 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of Djibouti. You should have known that I was going to say that because I love saying Djibouti. So if you also thought of Djibouti, then you may go to sleep. Question number 26. I want you to think of a number between 1 and 50. 1 and 50. So we are getting closer. You only have 50 options now. You have 3, 2, 1. I am thinking Question number 36. Think of a type of breakfast cereal. Any type of breakfast cereal. You have 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of frosted mini wheats. The only one my mom bought when I was a kid. So, if you thought of frosted mini wheats, then you can drift off to sleep. Question 37. I want you to think of an organ of the body. One of your organs. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of the spleen. Were you thinking of spleen? If you were, then you can go to sleep. Question 38. I want you to think of a school subject. Any subject in school. Not just the basic ones, but like something you can take in high school. School subject. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of physics. 46, I would like for you to think of a country that starts with the letter S. Starts with the letter S. There are actually a lot. Can you think of one? You have 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of Singapore. If you thought of Singapore, then you may go to sleep. Question number 47. I would like for you to think of a musical genre. Musical genre. You have 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of reggae. Don't know why. Never listened to reggae music, but I'm thinking of reggae. Question number 48. 48. I want you to think of a type of cake. Any type of cake. You have 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of a cheesecake. Cheesecake. Question 49. I want you to think of a seasoning. Any type of seasoning you can put on something. Or a spice, I guess. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of paprika. Paprika. If you said paprika, then you may go to sleep. Question number 50. I want you to think of a country in North America. Country in North America. The continent of North America. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of Barbados. Barbados. Have you fallen asleep in the first half of this video? That's 50 questions. We got 50 more. It's gonna get easier from here. Less options, but still difficult. Question number 51. I want you to think of a medical specialty. Any medical specialty. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of neurology. If you said neurology, then you can turn off your brain and go to sleep. Question number 52. I want you to think of a reptile. Think of a type of reptile. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of a chameleon. Chameleon. Question 53. I would like you to think of a condiment. Condiment that you can put on your food. Condiment. You have 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of hot sauce. 57, I want you to think of a type of bread. Type of bread. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of focaccia. Focaccia. Definitely one of my favorites. Number 58. I would like you to think of a pizza topping. Pizza topping. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of spinach. Maybe not everyone's favorite pizza topping, but a lot of my pizzas have spinach on them. Question number 59. I would like you to think of a soda. A type of soda. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of ginger ale. Ginger ale. If that's what you said too, then you can go to sleep. Question number 60. I would like you to think of a word that starts and ends with L. Starts and ends with the letter L. Give you a second. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of the word 68, I want you to think of a type of nut. Type of nut. You have 3, 2, 1. I am thinking of a macadamia nut. Macadamia nut. If that's what you thought, then you can go to sleep. Question 69. I would like you to think of an article of clothing. An article of clothing. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of a scarf. A scarf. If you thought of scarf, then you can go to sleep. Question number 70. I want you to think of a kitchen utensil. Kitchen utensil. You have 3, 2, 1. I am thinking of a whisk. A whisk. If you thought of whisk, then you can go to sleep. Question number 71. I want you to think of a month. A month of the year. Only 12 options. It's pretty easy. Well, not easy, but... 3, 2, 1. Which month are you thinking of? I'm thinking of October. So if you thought of October, then you may go to sleep. Question number 72. I would like you to think of a holiday. A holiday. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of New Year's. New Year's. If that's what you thought of, then you can go to sleep. Question number 73. I would like you to think of a country in South America. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of Venezuela. If you said Venezuela, then you may go to sleep. Question number 74. I would like you to think of a zodiac sign. Any zodiac sign. 3, 2, 1. I am thinking of Capricorn. Capricorn. Question 75. I would like you to think of a country with a 4-letter name. Country with 4 letters. 4 letters, 4 letters, 4 letters. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of Peru. Peru. Okay, I think officially the rest of the questions have less than 10 possible answers. So if you haven't gotten one yet, I promise you'll get one by the end, but your chances are increasing. Alright. Question number 76. I would like you to think of a planet. A planet of our solar system. 3, 2, Number 79. I would now like you to think of a type of jewelry. Like a jewelry item that you can wear. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of an anklet. An anklet. Question number 80. I would now like you to think of a day of the week. Day of the week. We are now under 7 answer choices for all of the rest. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of Tuesday. It's actually a Tuesday when I'm filming this. So if you thought of Tuesday, then you may go to sleep. Question number 81. I would now like you to think of a continent. A continent. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of Antarctica. Antarctica. If you said Antarctica, you may go to sleep. Question number 82. I would like you to think of a color of the rainbow. Color of the rainbow. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of green. If you said green, then you can go to sleep. Number 83. I would now like you to think of a Harry Potter book. One of the Harry Potter books. Harry Potter. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Goblet of Fire. Number 84. I would now like you to think of one of the 7 deadly sins. 7 deadly sins. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of gluttony. Gluttony. Question 85. I would now like you to think of a chess piece. One of the chess pieces. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of the rook. Rook. If you thought of rook, then you may go to sleep. Question this far, even more impressed than I would be if you fell asleep at the very, very beginning. But question 100, I would like you to name a number that is greater than 0 and less than 2. A number that is greater than 0 but less than 2. 3, 2, 1. I'm thinking of the number 1. Is that what you were thinking? Because if you were, then you may go to sleep. Alright. I hope that everyone is fast asleep and isn't even listening to me. But if it's the middle of the day and you are listening to me, let me know how many questions you got right. I'm very curious how you guys did. If you anticipated my answers for any of these. Yeah. But sorry. I'm very sorry for any background noise. There was a lot going on. Birds, yard work, all that jazz. So I'm sorry, but I hope that this was a fun video. It was fun to make. I thought it was a good idea, so I hope that it gets some views and that you actually